Hello everyone, welcome to yet another live stream. I'm so sorry, I just had to have a cup of coffee. Second. We need to clean up in my office. So, hi there Italian Mappe. Hi, welcome, how you doing? Hi. I figured it out. I figured out how to do the animation I needed in Blender, which is, I would say, rather splendid good news. And so, as such, 795. There we go. And so, as such, here we are. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Okay, I may have not been completely ready. Today, we'll mostly work on one video, but at the same time, a second one as well. And it's this one, the data one, where I finally figured out how to do the animation I needed, which looks like this. Hold on. There we go. This animation is pretty great, mainly because the reason why it's so great is because it's actually transitioning from a single arbitrary set of points into another arbitrary set of points, both which I have made like this. They are defined using a script in Python, which is especially important because we want to simulate every single, you'll see soon. Anyway, I still have my cookie clicker in the background, by the way. Anyway, anyway. Let me see. The main system like command is zoom very carefully. You can see the representing fractions very different from us representing integers. And that will be the point of this segment of the video, to show you the between different present other kinds of binary numbers. Now we already know one of them. Yeah, there'll probably be three. This ratio. Hi, the Timon. Hi. Thank you for reminding me. There we go. I switched. Just have a couple. I should also play some music, actually, considering how. Let me move the cookie clicker on the main screen. I haven't played music in such a long time. Ah, not the desktop, not my memes. Not my memes. What's happening on my file explorer? Why is it like this? Yummy. Because I want to do a single lecture I attend every week. Good luck then, I suppose. Alrighty. Alright, give me a second. I'm almost ready. Is this too loud or is it just loud enough? I think it might be just loud enough. So, now we already know one of them. Okay, so right here we're gonna need to switch to a different scene. What vid are you scripting? I'm scripting the data vid, the vid about the data and computer science, the video about different ways to store binary numbers. Alright, we need something different, this would be good enough. Okay, so in this video mostly be only 3 different ways to think of numbers. That's all I'll have. I should fix up the background because it's not as good as it could be. There we go. Now what are the keyframes we want? We can start at 0. Alright, lovely, sweet. You now go right ahead. Geometry nodes, bounding box. We need to do the same exact thing we've done previously. Transform geometry. And now we have the bounding box, we have the minimum, the maximum. vector math at the minimum. Wait, that didn't do anything. Well, that's just most curious. Translating by the minimum doesn't do anything. Aha, thank goodness I... Wait. Yep, thank goodness I checked. Okay. There we go. May I quickly on the side in case of emergency? I need it! I'm not an addict. You're an addict. Positive move at left. Minimum, so the maximum. That's just most curious. It's overlapping now, which means it's perfect, but the wrong way. This is also perfect, the wrong way. Ah, fudge. This is the same problem I had last time. I'm not an addict at this of coffee today. I'm not an addict, right? I can quit whenever I want. I just really don't want to quit this run. Is the minimum and the maximum relative to the actual position? Because the minimum should be in the negative on x, like if we do separate xyz, combine xyz, or we could just do actually vector math. That would be a bit easier. This is moving it more to the left, because we're adding negative, we're subtracting. I'm such an idiot, of course. -1. Of course it was -1. There we go. And to that we want to add the center point, which is this divide by 2. Yeah. Subtract. There we go. I hope that's the center point at the very least. Let's see. Perfect. Lovely. So now we got this, which is just a way to represent any arbitrary number, but obviously we want it to be a bit different. We want it to be bigger. Actually, do we want it to be bigger? That's the question. That's the question for us all to answer here.
You always want it to be bigger.
10. Hi, Decatman. Hi. What a way to join. I do have to say. Switch. Is it switch? It is switch. It's not even a top or bottom. Undecisive. This. Alright, let's see. That seems fairly manageable, I would say. Am I trying to organize them? Doesn't matter. Okay, there we go. We've got our 16-digit binary number. Now, what did I just do the script? I don't remember. We already know one of them. And that's the 2 to the nth power. Offset. Oh, we could have some actual genuine fun with this. But no, I'll leave it be for now. Alright. Let me think. How could I? I could do bounding boxes. I can give each and every single one of them an index and then offset them. That's an idea. Yeah, sure. I'm feeling fairly productive today for some reason. So...
Are you?
I am, don't question me. You mortal. To the nth power, h offset. Negative 60, so plus 0, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 60, 59, 5, 4, 3. Which means still plus 1, so 15, which means 40, negative 45th power. Represent both integers and floating point numbers. Is all right. There we go. To the n power. Okay. So here we begin. What's happening outside of my apartment? It's like they're moving a fridge down the stairs. I mean, that's what they're doing. Egg on my face in that case. Let's increase number to make it a tad more interesting. There we go. Why is there a keyframe? Who's key? You know what? I don't care. Make a country now. I have to study. Hope you have a good day. I hope you have a good day as well, Immoral. And good luck studying. Good luck. There's the 2t n power. Each n is offset. Okay, so what we want is we want this to appear. So let's just do a simple animation of it going into frame. Lovely. Lovely, neat, fantastic, phenomenal. So, Catman, how's your day going?
Okay. Didn't have my daily headache today though yet. Have to wait for that.
Daily headache?
Yeah.
Go check
Been
yourself
having
out.
this headache for the last 4 days. Like, every time on time, you know?
It's not... Yeah, you see this...
Well, at least you can do is take the anti-headache pills like ahead of time. Because if you expect the fucking headache, you know? I'm hoping that works.
You shouldn't have a headache in the first place. There's a reason why you're having a headache.
I don't know. It's allergy or something. I don't know. It usually happens every year around this time. I don't fucking know.
Season of headache.
It's just a thing that happens.
Just wanted to go back to green hair. Like, yeah, go for it. Yeah, but green, really? I mean, I guess it's fine. It could be worse, could be yellow, could be blonde, yeah. Blue is object. Well, I mean, white is also pretty solid.
Hmm.
6, okay.
Why white?
White hair? I dig it.
Yeah. More like fucking Einstein?
Well, okay, I was thinking more like... Okay, I can't come up with a person that actually has nice white hair. You know what? Just shut up. How about that, okay? Hi there, Safi. Make it want to say thank you for making content. It's always nice to watch. Makes my days better. I'm glad I could help, Safi. That's so kind of you. Well, thank you. Oh, that's so nice. Thank you. Bright, vibrant, neon lime green. Yeah, but think of like just white. I know that's my thing. But blue is also solid. Or any fluorescent dyes. I hate to bring out my inner flame, but I feel like any fluorescent dyes would go hard with her. What, fluorescent?
Fucking...
I think it should be fine.
Yeah.
Why not?
Me when I put uranium in my hair.
Well, you don't have to go... First of all, is uranium fluorescent? Let's...
It glows in the dark.
That's not what fluorescent is. Uranium fluorescent. I want fluorescent there. That's what I'm saying, right? It's like something. I mean, okay, there's uranium glass, but is uranium glass fluorescent or going under ultraviolet? That would mean fluorescent. Let's see. Yeah, okay. You can make fluorescent stuff with uranium, but you don't need uranium to make fluorescent stuff. I'm certain Flame could whip up some, yeah, I don't know, fluorescent materials.
Mm-hmm.
So today we are eating radium. Oh, hi Revlax, hi. Revlax, you just missed the math stream I did. I think it was yesterday. About quaternions. Oh yeah, and I also started scripting the video. Math stream. Yeah, about quaternions. I found an absolute banger paper about them. It's phenomenal. I love it so much. It's great. I mean, I unironically mean that it's great. It really is. But it also has some bangers. Like, for example, observdacji examples above in general. So quaternion multiplication is neither commutative nor anti-commutative. This is not really a theorem. I just called it one so it would have an impact. It has banger quotes. Also, another banger quote is, consider what this states. If you think of unit pure quaternions as unit vectors, which they are, then they form the sphere of radius 1 seated at the origin. So in H there are a sphere's worth of square roots of -1. I love this paper so much. It's so great. I did send Flame weird DMs asking for fluorescent hair dye, so should be fine. Did you just send it right now? To be fair, that's... Yeah, I think Flame could help. I love that I right now confidently am the guy who knows a guy. Just no matter what you need, well, from particle physics through fluorescent stuff, through hacking, through, I don't know, just going insane. I know a guy. Or a gal. Unit quaternions are so cool. You buy a belt for math purposes. What does that even mean? Reflex, what does that even mean? Alright. Rendered. Lovely. What now? Well. No, there's data. Okay, there we go. Now we're in the energy upset, which means that we could go from 2 to this. Okay, so what we need right now is we need numbers. We need this thing, the same exact thing, except each one for a separate number. Also, right here, I did it like an idiot, honestly. Yeah. I really did it like an idiot. So unprofessional of me. I could have just done this. There we go. Much cleaner. What's the video gonna specifically talk about? The video is gonna talk about... Oh, I mean, okay. You mean the quaternion one, this one? Because this one will start with explaining different ways to read binary numbers. And then it's gonna move on to the way we save strings, with the way we save images, and so on and so forth, up to me creating my own file format. But the way I actually make the file format, I will leave for the next video. Okay. Now, so we have this. The reason why I switched it to a more to a cleaner solution is because now what we can do is we can take this and additionally change it up into a new geometry node, because in this one we will not need to represent a binary number. Instead, we'd like to represent just the number. Okay, so first of all, let's connect it here. Second of all, let's add the iteration. And we don't need the switch. Now, this will be a bit lower down. Ooh, I see. Actually, this could work for me if I do it correctly. I can animate it to go down. Right here. Scale 1. Actually, no. Clear these keyframes. Value 1. A bit lower than 1. There we go. 5. 0.5. And right here, 0. There we go. There we go, there we go. We don't care for the switch now, because all of them will have a single material, and that material will be power. Agents are so cool, just because they do it with way less steps involved. Yeah, or, I mean, this is just the better... To be fair, that's actually some surprisingly advanced blender now I think about this. For some reason, repeat zones, they just never... repeat zones just never get introduced by any tutorials. But to be fair, the last time I was watching any tutorials on Blender was years ago, so... Maybe in the newer ones they do. Why is this screwed up? It's going the wrong way. Color me interested. It's extruded downwards instead of upwards. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's quite curious. Certainly. There we go. We need it moved upwards, the entire thing. Yeah, they appear all of a sudden. That's not gonna do it. That looks terrible. 920. Just offset it a bit. There we go. Oh, I didn't mean to move. Damn it. Unbelievable. Okay. 0, 0, 0 still stays there. Then the final counter still stays there. Delete keyframes, delete keyframes, delete. Or delete them, delete keyframes. Delete keyframes, don't cluttering. There we go. Sweet, lovely, fantastic, phenomenal. One thing though, we don't want them to be zeros, we want them to be different numbers. 5 days till day 800. Yeah, I know. Trust me, I know. I want to have at least this video finished. Ideally both this and quaternions, but I mean... Bye, Sandra, bye. Right here we take the switch and we just plug it in directly. No wait, the iteration. Oh yeah, right, I see the issue. Okay, so they are still too big, because then they overlap. We want them to be smaller, and we want them to be ideally a bit closer together. There we go. This looks pretty solid, I would say. Lovely. So we've got this. I'm gonna leave it for now. We're gonna be scripting it as we animate. For now, let's move on to the other video, which is quaternions. Pressing a modification, the point is they have to stay within. Okay, so fields is a number in which you operate in the field. There's another number you stay in the field. I don't quite know how I'm gonna visualize this. No, I think example would be just the best way. But the example, it's tricky. How am I gonna visualize it indeed? The way I imagined it, and make it when function fields. Reblax, would you mind uninstalling YouTube? I won't! At least for now. Not delusional enough. I refuse. The mathematicians treating functions as... It doesn't matter, okay. Okay, so, hear me out. The point I'm trying to convey here. Alright, so imagine it this way. You have a bunch of nodes connected in a network. Connected by lines forming a network. I'm not obvious affection fuse if you lie about it, but reflex, stop. Please. All vectors are matrices. I don't like this. Let's not get to grothendric nonsense. I know! Don't give me another grothendric jumpscare. If network, these represent different numbers, like a 7 or a 5 or a 289. I guess matrices could be considered as an easy form of nonsense. Stop. Mods ban Reblax right now. Ban him. Okay. Numbers like a 7 or 5. Connecting present operations. Addition, subtraction. Ah, bless me. Multiplication, division. This is going to be a bit of an artist interpretation, because in reality, like, every single node would have to be connected, and every single node would need 4 connections per every other node, which results in an infinite amount of nodes. So I'm not gonna do that. And so we'll just leave with this. Hey, can someone escort Reblax back to the rubber room, the spongy room? You know, Reblax, I think you've had enough of outside for today. You know, I feel like multiplication check vision. Fields are what happens. A field is the entire network connected together. Imagine that you take these nodes, take 2 nodes at random, connect them with another line, another operation. This line will result in a result. Fucking, this is sort of, I'm practically like Shakespeare.
The way you script your videos is fascinating.
I'm thinking. I need more coffee. No, this is gonna be a bitch to visualize. I don't know how I'm gonna visualize this. How am I supposed to make that kind of network? What am I doing? No, I'm scrapping. This is ridiculous. No. This is not animatable.
What do you need to make?
No, I'm trying to explain the concept of a field in a way that will later on allow me to explain the concept of a ring, so that then I can go on an unhinged tangent to explain quaternions. Because quaternions aren't a field, by the way. The multiplication is non-commutative, which is a requirement for something to be a field, because multiplication or whatever. Yeah, I'm sorry to say, but I think it's better to visualize specific examples. But yeah, but I can't really do specific examples because, like, I really want in this video to slowly expand on. See ya, time, and see ya. Alright, this is finished. So, could go from 2 to the 0th power up to 2 to the 15th. So right here what we do is we do 2 to the 0th power and 2 to the 15th. You can do real numbers, Russian numbers, maybe numbers mod 5 you want. Okay, actually one of the bits I want to do in my videos, Roblox, is I want to continuously like refer or mention to a finite field. Just in every video I can, whenever I need an example of a field, just use an example of a finite field, but never explain what final fields are. I've already done it in the in the quantum mechanics video, right? If I'm not mistaken, where I basically explained specifically why finite fields don't make sense, but I didn't explain the wraparound. And I kind of want to keep doing that bit. I think it's funny. Did I render 121? Because there we go. I rendered it. Sweet. Now what we want is 5. Or we could just easily go from -60 to -45. So right here, what we do is this plus 60. Then we turn both of these off. And then right here, $60. Lovely. Lovely. I'm the French customer support for a reason. I heard that cookie clicker noise. What do you mean, Red Black? What cookie clicker noise? I have no... What? Red Blacks, just start. Red Blacks, come on. You forgot your pills. Sounds like it's under the season of rewarm again. Because the world is ending. Another record-breaking temperatures. There are cookie noises, true. Penta, come on, okay? I feel like you need to take a... I have no idea. What cookie noises are you even referring to, okay? I'm not eating cookies, well, I have no idea. That's so silly.
You've been in Tama for 30 years. There's no cookies.
Cookies have been wiped out. Quaternions. I keep thinking going back to nodes, but I mean... Can I somehow get an object that is a certain distance away? Find nearest object, yeah. Shut up. I don't care about Google telling me to log in Hungarian. Alright, let's test it out. Let's test it out. Let's see. Let's see how smart Blender is. I'm curious. So, geometry nodes. And we're gonna have a sphere, a sphere, a sphere, a sphere, a sphere, a sphere, a sphere. There we go. Now what we want is we want this to somehow select the nearest object. Stronger. There we go. Why the clown face? It's a reference to the movie Joker. Oh, there we go. What's this? Collection info, delete geometry sample index. There's geometry proximity. I guess I could just loop over. I guess I could just loop over every single object. No, like Joker from the movie Joker. I'm like Joker 2 from the movie Joker 2. Geometry proximity. shucks. No, it's shape keys, that's a different thing. Element of a geometry closest to a position. Sample nearest. Sample nearest. What is it returning? It's returning in it. What? I want to find the nearest I mean, I could just loop over all of them, I guess. Index of the geometry element in its input geometry. That is the closest to input position. Let me think. There is the repeat node, which can just repeat a bunch of different times, which I could just do. Alright, you know what, yeah, I'm willing to ignore this for now. I'm willing to, fingers crossed, hope that this is just fixable and continue on scripting. Okay. Like a... Just hands in here, mathematician. Right, there we have it. Which end is an offset music from 2 to 0, 5. Okay. There's both integers and floating point numbers. But is there another way to represent them? So right here, what we do is we would like to... Oh, but I done it like a bloody idiot, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I did. Fudge sticks. And the one I'd actually like to say is a fair bit more than just fudge sticks. Let's take this and right here, let's remove the bottom row, and we're gonna use this solely for the reason... Why is that two joint geometries there? Solely for the reason of... There we go. It's the dumbest possible solution to keep a transformation, but hey, if it works, then it works. Alright, now we have this, and what we want is we want a boundary box around each and every single one of them. Sweet. Boundary bounding box. There we go. Join geometry. Right here. Set. Tiro. Well, that's the pickle because the bounding boxes we want around them are actually not bounding boxes at all. Fuck me. Okay, there we go. What we actually want is we want. Actually, we might want them afterwards. Or we might want them to... No, afterwards, yes. That'll be the easiest to make. Right, sweet. Now we have a bunch of cubes. Perfect. Exactly what I needed. Iteration 16. We don't want to change this of the cube. We want to change the transformation combine XYZ. Move them on the X for now. Perfect. Now let's make the cubes smaller. Let's do a general offset for them. All right, perfect. And by perfect, I mean I'm gonna completely eyeball it. Perfect-ish, right? Oh, goodness gracious me, no. Oh, because I did the offset the wrong way. Bloody hell. First need to move the whole thing and only then move the individuals. Right. There we go. Store named attributes. Hi Detha, how you doing? Does this look good? I'd say it looks fair. The basic idea is there. The basic idea obviously being that the more to the left a number, the higher the power, the more to the right the number, the lower the power. It being exponential would probably make it a tad bit nicer. But yeah, the ones on the right would be non-existent. We need to lower the exponent. No, this as well, actually. 2 5. Okay, maybe an 8. Like this. Add. There, I don't hate this. I don't hate this at all. It doesn't look too bad. It could be worse. Anyways, I gotta go on a seminar on man-made horror beyond my comprehension. Alright, bye Roblox. Can't stay for longer, drop in to see what's going on. I'm just working on the video, believe it or not. I know, it's a shocker. And definitely not playing Cookie Clicker in the background, because that would be terrible. But is there another way to represent them? Which means we need to chuck it away, basically. This is so bright it breaks through the floor. Well, that's impressive. That's honestly quite impressive, I will not lie. Alright then, multiply I suppose.
How do you manage to break the laws of physics every time you do anything in Blender?
I have that European charm. Okay, there we go. This is done. Is there another way to represent them? Break it down into 2 parts. Into 2 8. We'll use the top 8. Top 8-digit number. I'm really curious with this one because I haven't yet checked what this kind of binary representation means. So I guess we'll see. Figure out how to make it. I did figure out how to make it. I'm actually, we're about to make it. Okay. So we have this. For this and for this we need to first do the thing, do the stuff. And now we can move on to quaternions. Each results in another node that will also be a part of the snip. Let me see. Node in that using addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division, you can, from any node on this to any other node in one, wait, no, is it in one step? I think it is. Pick A, pick B, you have to be there because of the inverse. In any, doesn't matter, in any other node. Network. Always. What? You have a node outside of there is no way to all right. Actually, I guess we could skip over the positive integers and the other junk. Yeah. However, add this additional node to the network. This opens up an infinite amount of new. There we go. Okay. This is run it. Sweet, lovely, fantastic, phenomenal. Now we're gonna get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this. And then the next animation is... The next animation is... 16-digit binary number, and we break it down to two. Okay, so we start with another number. Not this, only this right here. We bring it back. Alignment. We bring this back. We remove all the keyframes, don't need them anymore, these are a completely new thing. And then... Nokia 1218. Hi there. Okay, let's... delete the boundary boxes, we don't need them anymore. Actually, we can delete much more than just that. First of all, we move completely... Oh, we haven't. Well, now we can. Now we can move this right here into the center. Means we don't care for the bottom part, which means we can delete this completely. Perfect. Bounding boxes, also don't care for them, we can delete them completely. Perfect. Perfect. Now, instead of doing it this way, which is with a 16-digit binary number, we're going to do it with two 8-digit binary numbers, since that's what I need to do in the animation. Actually, this will be a bit tricky. Unless I do math at 8, which should fix everything. Or actually, unless we just start at 8. I mean, no, wait. Never mind. Wait, do mind. Hold on. I can just start at 8. Yeah, and then join. Actually, don't need to join geometry even. We can have it in two completely separate ways. No, we do need to join it first, do we? All we need to do is move this one to the right and this one to the left. And that's it. Uh-oh, the bottom one isn't working. Why? It's because we didn't add the number. There we go. Now it is. So what we want is we want to move this one to the left. Like so. Negative 2.25 and 2.25. Perfect! It almost looks like a single number. Perfect. Great. Actually, we can start with a number like this. We can move it upwards. Yeah, that could be better. Okay. Oh. Okay, transcendental number. Did I spell it correctly on the first try? I refuse to believe that I spelled it correctly on the first try. Transcendental. Did I spell it correctly on the first try? Impressive. Not algebraic. This is not the root of a non-zero polynomial of an integer. Okay. Wait, no, irrational. I'm an idiot. Irrational number. We're talking about irrational numbers here, not transcendental. Yeah, alright. Transcendental number. But it can't be expressed as a ratio between integers. Simple as it could be. Ah, there we go, there we go, there we go. Let me have a sip of coffee for this. Actual proof for why the case is left up to the reader. Like, focus on right now is what happens when we take numbers and add, subtract, divide and multiply them together. We perform all of these operations. One thing you may notice is that we get a new number. Time. And there we go, and there we go. Actually, damn it, Revelax went away. I could have asked him more about the difference between a field and a ring, because I understand that ring is just a more loose definition of a field. So, you know, fields need commutativity, rings don't. But I should have asked Revelax if there was more to it, actually. Well, happens. I suppose I forgot, no. Ah, we're doing some pretty good work today. How long has the stream been going on so far? Only an hour. We're doing great work then. Okay.
You're productive today.
Yeah, but to be fair, I need to keep it going because if I'm only productive for an hour a day, then that's pretty garbage. Consistency over whatever it is I'm doing. That was like p equals square root of 2. How do you get to e? Can you get to e using multiplication from a pi? No. There we go. This 65 in a new cube right here. Move the keyframes. Now they need new geometry nodes, of course they do. 310, not 3010, 310. And right here we want to scale them down each. No, clicking frenzy. I'm not playing cookie clicker, by the way, totally. This is just, we're actually letting make it work. Why? Bug me. It's, you know how uninteresting the stream is when I just walk? I can see how many people are watching the stream, right? So I know how uninteresting my work is. There we go. Another thing I would actually like to happen is I would like each of them bounding boxes to get joined in as well. Yeah, there we go. Except with a bit of a bigger scale. 1.1. Oh, why is it? Oh, fuck. Of course, this. That's fine. That's fine. That's whatever. That's fine. I just need to. This. Right. Okay. Piss. Shucks. Gosh dang nabbit and so on. How do I move it from the center? How do I scale the bounding box alone? That is the question. Alright. Alright. I could move it into the center, then rescale it, then move it to the side. Wait, hold on, that means rescaling it right here should work. So afterwards, that's when I need to rescale it. Is that the problem? .1. Oh, there we go. That was actually much simpler. Okay, great. The same thing on the top. Okay, great, nice, fantastic, lovely. There we go. Perfect. Splendid. Cool, great. I should probably take a break for something. Some kind of game that isn't cookie clicker, hopefully. Isn't it recommended to walk for an hour and a half and then take a 45-minute break for maximum efficiency? Hi there, Ash. Hi, welcome. How you doing?
What you gonna play?
I have no idea. I have to pass my German exam. What should I do? Well, I imagine study German. I think Ash is losing it. We need to turn them off and on again. The hard restart. What would I play indeed?
What would you play?
Or I could... Actually, games are relative. I could just walk on the website, I suppose.
Oh. Yeah, break from work to more work.
I don't... I'm a workaholic, alright? Listen, if I was an alcoholic and I worked in a whiskey tasting factory, alright? As a whiskey taster, then for my break I would just probably drink beer. I'm just saying.
I don't think they would hire an alcoholic, you know?
Why? Who is better man for the job?
He's not gonna taste, he's gonna drink it all, you know?
That's your job. Outstanding performance, getting promoted. Because I'll be breaking from walk to a different kind of walk. Now, to be fair, that would require me to probably get the files for the website.
Uranium factory worker when I start eating all the uranium.
Uranium tasting factory. Just for tasting factory, figuring out what it tastes like. It's an important process.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, here's my idea. What if, hear me out, what if we can plan the website at the very least. We can plan it. I feel like that's a good idea. So, we can plan it. That sounds like a good rest time, I would say. Yeah. Planning the website. Easy thing, alright. 3 segments. Header, pie. Actually, no, 2 segments like this, because header pie, but then the pie would be divided into the actual pie chart. And what we would need to do, if we want to start logically, the best way to do it would be just start with a pie chart and then create a function that would be able to change it up. So basically, oh, I think we already have it actually. I believe that's what we did last stream, work on the website. So have a function which takes in the data and creates new pie based on the data. Then what we would need to do is create some kind of GUI for the people to update the pie in different ways. And then the last thing, which is we want some kind of way, some kind of donate button. Oh, the donation scraper doesn't work. I've completely forgot about that part as well. Jeez. It's gonna be a pain to make. Not too terrible though, I imagine. I can do it in Python because I'm a genius. I forgot. Because I'm clever and I didn't set up like an idiot with PHP. I can actually do the scraper in Python. Oh. That's great. That's actually really good news. Because I can just make it here. Pun intended.
Right. But you're a Python hater now?
I'm not a Python hater. I use Python a lot. Python is great. Just because C is objectively better doesn't mean I hate Python. It's not its fault. Okay. There we go. We can go with this. The OG slice of pie. Now, if I remember correctly, oh, everyone all of a sudden joins in when I stop working on the video. Well, color me surprised.
I wouldn't mind watching some fucking Python. That might actually be, you know.
The literally next animation will be in Python. I'm making it using Python. You're all hypocrites, every single one of you. Okay, so basically, if I remember correctly, there is an API that's a free GoFundMe API. Well, free in quotes. The reason why free in quotes is because I'm pretty certain they just forgot they made it. That's the reason why it is there. Hold on. I just need to check something. There is an API where if we go by type JSON, then right here, there should be a bunch of JSONs. There we go. Now, we want, I think this one. Updates limit 20 offset 0. This sounds like the right one. Updates. Okay, time for a make it hacking move. I am fucking good. And we have all the data. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? We have all the data of all the donations. So this is not the official API. Like officially, Because normally you have to pay for APIs, as far as I'm aware. However, the information is there for free and you can use it, you can access it, so like I'm not the crazy one here. Which means
I think APIs are usually free unless you're a greedy corporation, no?
no, they're almost always you almost always need to pay for them. So for example, Google API. If you want to access, if you want to automate anything with Google, you gotta pay for. I think even Cloudflare may have a paid for API, but I'm not certain that. Don't quote me on that one. But yeah, usually APIs are well, it's a subscription service. You basically get a certain amount of calls for yourself. There's the project, surgery, Encadia, donations, scraper, CD donation scraper code, and let's make ourselves a donation scraper. Oh, would you look at that? Ain't that lovely? So here's how it's gonna work. Python scraper. We'd be doing the hacking. Requests, alright. Import, I'm pretty certain I have it. I must have it. Do I not have it? Come on, no, I definitely have it. I'm so confident I have it. Python import requests. There we go. I do have it. Lovely. Hi there, Theo! And simple. Our request get, and then we get the request. Now this one will be a tad bit tricky because this is the thing that we're trying to get, and right here we do have the limit blank and offset, and I'm pretty certain if I remember correctly, limit was 100. Yeah, maximum of 100 donations can be requested, which means the rest we would need to work with using the offset. For right now it's not a problem because there aren't 100 donations here. However, in the future there will be, and then it's gonna be a pickle. I swear, if Quasar joins, if later on I'll start playing some video games and Quasar joins in the second I start, I'm gonna lose it. I really am going to. Okay, so we have print a response. Let's try it. Okay, good, it broke. That's alright. Well, I mean... that was quick. Oh wait, I'm doing response content. I'm an idiot. Okay. Sweet! We got all the JSON. That's so simple and easy. Wow. Now Python JSON, because I also never remember how to do that. Of course, it starts by import JSON. That's reasonable, and then JSON. No, we can just print it. That's nice. Let's do it in the actual terminal. That'll be neater, I would say. JSON dumps our content is what we're looking for. Would this work? No, it doesn't. Okay, cool. That's good to know. Oh, because I'm pretty certain that's changing the... Yeah, alright. We don't want dumps, do we? JSON loads first, alright. JSON data is equal to JSON loads content, and then the JSON data is what we actually want to dump. Let's see it in action, everyone! Python donation scraper. Boom! Wow, that was simple. That was so painless. Wow, can you believe that we live in a time and age where you can just have one language which does it all? Whatever you want.
We live in society.
We live in a society indeed. So breaking down, now we divide the left digit by the right one and we get the rational number. So we need to move the left one. then also increase the value, I imagine. Actually, no. Increase this a bit. The bottom bounding box is bigger because my animations make no fucking sense, but hey. It happens. Yeah, it's a bit brighter in the right, which means we need to change it, but oh well. Oh well, oh well, oh well. Fixable problem. I think later on. I hope at the very least. Sweet! Alright. I'm exhausted, I'm in a good mood today. That's nice, that's nice. Have you tried coffee? It usually helps. One-stop shop for fixing it all. Okay. So now the goal of what I'm trying to do will be... what will it be actually? To... generate a database of every single donation that has happened on GoFundMe's, all of them, save it, and then we need some kind of other algorithm to determine which donations to add which already are in there, which could be easily done because they each have a newer date. So all we need to do is just check in our database if this donation, we only need to check it past a certain date. That should be simple. But I shouldn't do too much. My blood pressure levels are fairly good after a cup. A cup free on an empty stomach. I mean, yeah, mine as well. I'm pretty sensitive to it. Yeah, 3 cups on an empty stomach. I mean, that's a human response. That's just how human bodies work. That's just your body screaming at you to stop. That's normal. That's it. That's what a healthy human does. Alright, fortunately, I do have my beloved SSH make it server to play around with. Beautiful. Now cd slash var slash www slash make it. I don't know how much I can show on stream. It worries me. I don't know why I'm so worried about the safety of this. But I am. So I'm not gonna show this. Why? Okay, but I'm pretty certain I can do this. Select all from... technically showing the database isn't great, but practically speaking, if someone... I will like try to go against... Like, MySQL injection, if I manage to somehow fuck it up, letting people do a MySQL injection, then I deserve what's coming to me. And that's the only problem. Select from sorted donations? No wait, just donations for now. There we go. Alright, so the way it works is we have number, name, amount, date, direction, and source. Those are the ones. Okay. I didn't, just so you know, and I will wait until we get another cup. Okay, good then. How do we design it? We could have a scraper, temporary database, which fills to a certain point, and only the yellow is added. Means right here we have all of the donations. With yellow. Right here we're separating yellow from orange. Then we merge it into the actual database. Where we add to all of the donations the yellow. Then this goes right here after it's done. Yellow to orange and repeat the process. Yes. I think you should add topological genus into the database. It's an important metric, just saying. Topological genus of the person donating. It's crucial. We need that data to target you with ads. I could also check. Let me think. Today we need your paper, also the count of holes in your body. Trust me, it's important. We need this information.
Isn't the count of holes the same for everybody? Has it been, I don't know, shot with a bullet?
No. Theo, if I remember correctly, has an above average count of holes in his body.
Oh.
Why am I thinking about this so hard? That's a good question. Which will just lead to me thinking about it more.
You should try thinking soft.
Sometimes I think, but then I forget. I don't think, therefore I'm not. Genus
Well,
13 currently.
But you do have Rule 34 of yourself, so it cancels out actually.
No, I mean, wait, do I I mean, I don't really have it as publicly, no, so...
It still counts, no?
If I ever see actual, genuine Rule 34 of myself out there, I will make a video on the Shitpost channel, which will be called I Finally Am. Which will just be me proving my existence. I could create a temporary database, discard any donation that was ordered in a certain... Actually, I don't think I need to even create a database for this. I can just do it in Python. Yeah, which means we would need to request all of the all of them. Now this, okay, so right here we just do the name, that's simple. All of the slice of pies. I pawned 4 AM. iPhone, that's the new Apple product, isn't it? Wait, do I only have 5 of them? MJF, BRF, Donafab, Wikimedia. That actually tracks. Okay, that does track. So we have BRF, MJF, Wikimedia. Okay, cool. So now all we need to do is actually, ideally, would be to create an array. So 10R into an array in which r.append this 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Then that's the first one, but then get a slice of pie for yourself. BRF. There we go. The slice of pie for yourself. Beer foundation. Get a slice of pie for yourself. Wikimedia. So the actual mechanism for adding it to the database, I won't do that on stream. First of all, because it would be extremely boring. Second of all, even for my standards, it would be extremely boring. And second of all, because, well, I'm kind of worried about some SQL injections, and I kind of want to have some code against that. I would rather not show how it works. I'm back. What have I missed? Not much. I just I'm taking a break by working, and absolutely not taking a break. That's the way I like to do it. $430, and now let's quickly think about how do we bit shift to the right in mathematics. So if I want to mathematically express bit shifting, how would I do it?
Bit shift, which is what? Just move over?
Yes.
Well, it's like
divide by 2 to the
no?
7, divide by 2 to the 7th, and then
No.
I know how to do it in C. That's I know how to do it in C, but I don't know how to do it in maths. All right, let's think about it. We have a number.
It's just times 2 in binary, no? Like the number times 2.
That increases it, yeah. Dividing by 2 decreases it. That's true. Which means if we have x divided by 2 to the nth, should move it to the right by n, and then floor it, obviously. I think this is floor, if I'm not mistaken. So this should be bit shift to the right. Bit shift to the left would be just x times 2 to the nth, I think. Well, let's see. Right here, we're going to
Does
take...
it work the same with like floating point?
No.
It doesn't, no.
No, because floating, well, normally floating point standard is, if I remember correctly, IEEE something, some number, and over there, if you bit shift, then you move the exponent into the number you're exponentiating. That's why if you read any number as a floating point number, then you usually just get a mess. Or any floating point number as any number, you also get a mess. Yeah, we want to copy this, or this to be more exact. Copy. You wanna paste it in, lovely. And then transform geometry. Lovely, 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 lovely. Now, pop this right in here. Center middle. It doesn't... yeah, sure, it's in a really odd spot, but I mean, I have only myself to blame for that. Sid material, white. And let's add like a bunch of decimal points. Also, should probably be right here. There we go. And then we want to move it to the right, even more down. Add like 2 more decimal. Oh, I got the cookie stone. I mean, I'm not playing Cookie Clicker. Shut up. Those are rumors. Have you played Hill Climb Racing? Once or twice? Oh, Oddkit 2. No, that's music to my ears. All right. Now, what we need is we need to take the take the number bit shift it to the right by 8, and the bottom number we want to get rid of the top 8 ones, which should just mean that we take this. Actually, decrease the scale size even more. Actually, no, we don't need to decrease size, take it back. Take this number. Math. Divide by 2 to the 8 power. Okay, what number should we get here? 1, 2, 4, 8. 16, 32, 64, which means we should get 73. If what we get is 73, well, I will be. That is correct, which means now what we do is we take this number, subtract this number from it, then what we get is we get the bottom one, which is 14. Well, fuck me then, because that's not what we got at all. Huh. Right, because that's not how it works in the slightest. That makes sense. Right here we got the... because we divided. Now, removing the top 8 bits would be different, a different story. That's because... if we just subtract the bottom ones, we're subtracting it. So we need to then multiply it by the same power. There we go. Perfect. It couldn't be simpler. Now all we need to do is divide the top by the bottom. Plug that bad boy in. And there we go. Now as we switch them up, we get new numbers. Wait, did it just go up to 5? Wait, how could it be? The top can be greater than... I'm an idiot. Okay, that makes sense. Alright. Good. Good. And also, another nice thing we could do is we could just add the 2 numbers. And that should... means right here as well we'd like 2 additional numbers. and with no decimals, because no decimals are required. Alright, now the top is 8 bits shifted to the right, which means the floor, that's the top. And the bottom, that's the fuck. There we go. And the bottom is 8 subtracted, which means this. There we go! There we go. Now as we change it up, it's perfect, except in moments like these, where it's actually 74 divided by 0, but we don't talk about that. That's not important right now, will be important later, it's fine. Okay! Great, great. Splendid. I need a drink. Alright.
This is lovely.
Yeah, great, alright. Back to this now. We have the array, which means that what we can do, we'd like to concatenate them somehow. So how? Catman, how do you concatenate JSON data in Python?
Concatenate.
Honestly, don't even know the basics. How dare you?
It is a difficult world, you know? What did I fucking mean again?
That just means merge.
Oh.
Have you never heard of what concat in computer science?
I have heard, it's just, you know... Fucking words, bro.
It's the opposite of split.
What do they mean, Jason? Yeah.
Okay, this... This makes no sense. I hate this so much. Oh, I hate this. With a burning passion. That's terrible. That's even worse. Ah. Oh, that's... Oh, I... No. Get me out. Get me out. Sure. Sure. Okay, JSON loads. Alright, let's just do a test. Python. Okay, let's do a test because I'm losing my mind out here. Python. Import requests. Import JSON. Quick test would be R is equal to this. Yup. JSON data equals JSON loads. Now, what we can do is we can print JSON data. Sweet. Now, what about JSON data 0? What can you tell me? Error. Doesn't make sense. Okay, that's cool. We do have some kind of array. We have references and then donations. All right. Lovely. Donations. Lovely. 0. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. I'm in. Which means with this, we can get every single one donation. Now, if I'm not mistaken, if we do right here, length, was it? Sweet. Okay, neat. Which means what we want to do actually is for resp in R, JSON data is right here, would actually not be equal to anything, and instead we'd have all donations be equal to array. Then what we do is we... Goodness gracious me. JSON data, that's the load, which means response. Ah, piss and shucks. content, which means respond content JSON loads. That's what we want, JSON data. Then for I in range, length of JSON data response. Wait, no, not response. What was it? JSON data. That's the length we care about. And then JSON, and then all donations append this. Actually, hold on, there's not the range. Let's just do JSON data. Let's be professional. Donation. Append the donation. And then just this. Right? How would I know? Let's see. I don't think this will work because I don't think the JSON will recognize the JSON dumps. In that line, I don't think the JSON will recognize all donations as JSON data. But he's hoping. Yeah, that's what I thought. Never mind! Take it back! Did it work? I'm sorry, wait. Hold on now for a minute.
Taking the back shots.
Well, I'll be. Well, honestly, that worked. Wow, you should all be impressed with me. You're welcome. Okay, there we go. Done that. I am being extremely productive today. I really am. Jeez. Hold on, I'll be right back. I need to go for a sec. I just had to open a window as well because I just can't breathe for some reason. Oh, there in Cookie Clicker I got all the things I wanted, which means now I can get to the upgrades. 1.70 trillion. I have a system for doing it, which isn't the most efficient system, but I like that system because the numbers go up. There's, you know, cuddle hugs and snacks? Whom have you gotten the cuddle hugs from? Alright. Now what we want here is we want to change the number around, which will be a fair bit more animating. Because I don't think 300 is going to move it by much. Alright, render animation. I am so incredible.
You are the best.
A friend come over to me when she got me fatiguers. That's so sweet. That is so unbelievably sweet. Hold on. Ah! Piss, gosh dang it. Someone called me? Who called me? Who does? Who was it? How does it go? And I picked up that phone call. What do you... Oh, whatever. Alrighty. I am very soft in the woo, as the phrase would say. I mean, awesome local friends is good stuff. I'm the same other way around. Damn it! Where do you find awesome local friends? Where do you find locally sourced fairies? Theo, I don't know where you live, but there is there is something about that place. Something fishy going afoot. And it's not just the scalies.
Hot furries in your area.
Alright. Theo just made me jealous. Doesn't matter. Alright, doesn't matter. There's work to be done. Make it your workaholic. Remember that. That's your thing. That's your one thing. We have this now. This, which is great, because what this basically does is it creates JSON data for all the donations ever created. Now what we want is we want to filter them by a certain date, which basically means we want to cut them off so that only the most recent donations appear. Okay. How would I do it? How would I do it indeed? Well, good question. And the way I would do it, I imagine, is shut up first of all, because I'm thinking. I said shut up! Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. This. Yeah, that's probably the way to do it. Okay, let's do it. Now we can keep... There we go. Sick, neat, fantastic, lovely. Python import dates. Let's try. Oh, actually, Python date time compare dates. Because I don't think that's the standardized Python time. However, I'm pretty certain there would be a way to make it into one, which is date time. How to compare to dates. Date time now, time delta. Okay, so that's no, but we want to import a time. Alright, so we have a couple which was there. Then comparing dates is neat. It will certainly be useful. Date 1. Python import date into date time. Converting date to a date time. No, that's not what I mean. Date to a date time. I mean like a string into a date. Datetime object. I guess I could just manually do it like a peasant. Fine. Alright, let's do it. So, all donations. Donation 0. Just for the sake of testing it. And then let's do created at. And this will give us the thing. So right here, print this. Now this program will take comically long to execute in comparison to what I'm testing, but whatever, I don't care.
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to compare the dates of different things in order to cut off all the donations that happened before a certain date. Which means we just need to import date time. And then from import, after we've done it, we want to create some objects. So.
It is a number, no?
Yeah. There's a bunch of numbers. Well, that's how I'm gonna do it. I could do it in probably a smarter
it could be
way.
one number too, you know?
Not in this case. Because if you want to create a daytime object, you need 6 numbers. Okay, so we have year is equal to, I don't know, 100 for now. Whatever, arbitrary numbers. Year... yeah, year 100 for my favorite one. Month... and day...
Roman Empire database management.
Hour, minutes. Second doesn't really matter. So I'm just gonna set this 0. Now, what we want to do is create this. To create a datetime object out of the date and time. Date, which is obviously datetime dot for both of them. Import datetime date. There we go, and we're gonna have a year, we're gonna have a month, and as crazy it may sound, we will even have a day. Oh well, I just realized we don't really need a second there. Just have it as 0 right here. Minute. Perfect. Now, this creates a datetime object. Now all we need to do is bridge the gap by setting these up correctly. And the way we will do it is by taking this string and formatting it. So, Python slice string. Oh, you can just do it this way. That's so convenient. Because I'm pretty certain they have fixed length. Well, I'm fingers crossed that they have a fixed length. They might. Yeah, they do have. Okay, great. Meg, if you have in the vicinity, I will take you out to dinner and offer cuddle hugs. If you say so, I mean, alright. No,
You make a compelling offer.
Hey, who am I to stop you, Theo? If you have... Who am I to, you know, build your dreams? Who am I to disagree? Make it. What's your opinion on Trump putting tariffs on an uninhabited island near Australia? I think those penguins deserve it. They've been just...
I will do them right.
Yeah, those fucking penguins. Just always wearing their tuxedos, you know, thinking they're better than everyone else. There we go. Oh,
that make it the second instance a country went with to war with birds, you know?
I mean, Australia did lose it, so America's time.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that track record isn't great, you know what I'm saying?
Bang those guns. Okay, this is how you can make this. That's great then, because what we can do is we can, at least let's try, 0-4. Comically long time to execute a comically simple script. It broke! Daytime has no attribute combined, because it's supposed to be daytime, isn't it? Month must be... Oh yeah, I said to 100th month. Okay, 10th hour and 10th minute might also... 10th day, actually. In retrospect, having all of them be 100 was a bit silly. Sweet! Which means all we need to do now is just take this and then int There we go, 0 to 4. Then what? Gap of 1, 5 to 7. No, wait. 5 to 7. Then they will be 9 to 11. Then our will be... Fuck. No, not 10... No, 12. Right, so 13 to 15. And then minutes will be 17 to 19. We can also try... Actually, let me see, in the database. Do I save seconds? Technically I do. Ah, screw it. Why not? That's 21 to 23 if I'm not mistaken, the pattern. We don't care about milliseconds though, even though I'm not crazy. Second. And then what we do is we do print date time and see if that object has anything to offer. Let's see. Fingers crossed that it works. 0T screwed it up. That's curious. 30... 0T is what's loaded. 0457. 57 didn't break. Negative. Oh. 0, 1, 2. Up to 4. So the minus didn't count. Okay. 5, 6, 5 to 7. Wait, what? It's... That's curious. It's really curious, in fact. Oh. Need further testing is required. Test is equal to 2025 03 30 T07 before we don't care about the rest. Print test 05, right? 04. 04. Did I offset everything? I offset everything. No, wait, that's correct. 79. No, wait, 9. There should be 8 to 10, not 9, 11. 8 to 10. Yeah, I should have offset everything by... I'm such an idiot. There should be 11 to 13. There should be 14 to 16. There should be 17 to 19. There we go. Would you look at that? Spot on. Okay, oh, good. Oh, it's already really good. Because now we can check the dates. Which means now we can create a new array, which will be a past dates array, which will only add in the dates beyond a certain point. How can a man be pregnant with a lot of dedication?
I mean, you haven't tried enough, you know?
That is. There you go. Congrats, you got into best comments. Again, Theo, you might actually be in like top 3 people to get into best comments when it comes to how often they get in. Alright, So we have this. We have the dates. Now all we need to do is just check the daytime. Oh, you can just check it as a logical. Holy shit, that's great. All right, so all that we need right, so all that we need is cut off point, and let's set it to be date time now minus time delta, which I'm pretty certain will mean time delta days equals 30, and I'm pretty certain there should be only one donation there actually. For donation in donations, past donations in array, if all donations, because that was the test, which means what we need is if donation. Oh, we need to plug in all of that into daytime. Hold on, this requires a fair bit lot. If this is, if this happened later, then I can't believe this is what gets me the best comments. It's funny, Theo. Can't blame me for appreciating funny stuff.
Our humor is just gay. It was funny though.
I mean, yeah. Our humor is just gay.
It is a natural evolution from making fun out of gay to making fun out of me being gay. You know.
I don't care why people even want to change gender. Why not? Italian Mapper, why not? You see, I'm having... Okay, so Italian Mapper, allow me to put it in terms as simple as they could be, in my opinion. You see, I like technology. I really do. I really do like technology. And I believe that human bodies are nothing else than just matter, just, you know, like anything else in the world. And I believe that due to a lottery, we all just get a random one, which is unfortunate. Fortunately, due to technology, as I mentioned, and us as humans being generally pretty cool, we found a way to change those bodies. So if we start with a random lottery of the body that we get, and if we have the ability to change it, then I think people should be able to change them however they see fit. And I don't need to hear the reason. I really don't. Because that would be just, you know, picking needles about, oh, what way to change a body is right. There is no right answer. There, whatever you want. Some people want to be blonde, other people want to change the gender, and I may or may not want to transition this mortal form and become a god. That is, you know, everyone has their own thing. Simple as it could be. Do you accept that kind of explanation, or should I go on?
There is that. There is also the basic human needs to have a huge bahonkas.
If you look at a religious perspective, God gave you gender for a reason, and changing your gender is pretty much going against God. I mean, that's one perspective. That's not every religion, and even then, some people are atheists.
Well,
so that is a sliver of a perspective.
That is a goofy fucking take, you know? Like, God doesn't want you to be a fucking, mindless drone. You're allowed to be, like, your own individual. And if that says, you know, you wanna, separate yourself from others by having different gender or like having the gender you want, you know, that's nowhere in the Bible says you're not allowed to change your fucking gender.
Show me the quote that says that I can't. Hold on, this. Show me the quote that says that I can't have tits. Okay, this. Free will is an illusion. Everything has been decided from the start. Oh my goodness, you think the universe is deterministic? Oh, that's Italian mapper. I don't mean to be that guy, but you are just physically incorrect there. Italian mapper. I don't mean to be that guy, but unless you do have a theory of everything which models the universe to be deterministic, which would completely abolish our understanding of quantum mechanics, unless you have that theory, then you are just incorrect over there. Basically, if you want to say that free will is an illusion, that has to mean that quantum mechanics is wrong. It has to. I forgot quantum exists. Yeah, people often do. In order for free will to be an illusion, quantum mechanics has to be wrong. That's not to say that free will is definitely not an illusion. Well, I mean, no, that's kind of say that, isn't it? Because in order for free will to be an illusion, the universe has to be deterministic. How? What do you mean, how? Well, how is simple. In order for free will to... Okay, so here's the basic idea. Free will doesn't exist. Hold on, I'm just got the golden cookie. Basic idea is that the argument of free will doesn't exist, it's an illusion, is that our brains just have a certain, certain neurons firing, and based on how they fire, they just make you do a certain action. I don't know, wave your hand or whatever. However, in order for free will to be purely an illusion, then based on the state of a human brain, you would have to be able to predict what's gonna happen. Because probability can be deterministic. Probability can be indeed deterministic, however, then there is still just a matter of chance, right? Time. Hold on, because I'm coding right now, and there we go, cutoff point. Give me a second. I should finish this first before going past donations, append donation, and right here I'm pretty certain there should be only one donation we're left with. Oh my goodness. Okay, no. Instead we got every single donation. Which is not what we want. $24, that's wrong. Cutoff point delta. Minus time delta 30 days. What have I done wrong? Between 5,310, that's correct. If that is smaller than the date. Present is greater than past. Yes, that's what we're checking. This is more relevant, basically. Which means that should be true only if the date time Delta. Why isn't this working? Because it damn well should. We can remove this, I guess, and we can, whenever this triggers, which apparently does a lot, print the date time we combined and see what we've actually done. Oh, well, because it's a 0, you bloody idiot! Damn it! Because I'm a moron, that's why. Okay. Yeah, but instead of looping over every single donation, I've always been checking the first one. Now we can run the same thing, and now it should work, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. There's only one donation. Sick. That is correct. Great. Alright. Alright, so basically, what we need to do That's a good question.
What do we need to do?
Now I can basically check from the just 1 day beforehand, and I can save those donations. I could do it manually for now, so this is already pretty good. Because this means that from this point on... No, I mean, like, save this into a database and then manually check if my script hasn't fucked up.
Oh, I see.
And then only if it hasn't, then commit it to the actual database, which I feel like would be pretty good for the foreseeable future until I can make sure that the script isn't messing up. Alright.
Okay. I'm sure you won't mess up.
top 10 things that people say before they mess up. I'm sure this is gonna work now. No problem. Just divide the late. Okay, the rational number. So going back to our visualization, this is what it looks like for a 16 number that's going from -4th power, right? Half 25, yes, -4th power to a 12th power. I misspelled 12. 12th power. And this is it's like with our new system. Okay. Sweet, which means now actually we can parallelize a bit, we can work on the second animation as this one is rendering, because that's the practice run 3 if I'm not mistaken. Alright, cool, so right here we have the Python script I cooked up earlier on. Which means we can do 110, okay. I saved it as a new one, which means we can... There we go. This, and then we want to remove the basis. Alright. Now what we want is we want the scripting to... If only I didn't do such a mess with everything, honestly, it would be all so much easier. Alright, step by step. First of all, increase the dot size to 0.25, I would say. I think that's good enough. Well, actually, 0.1 even might be good. Yeah, that's goodish. Oh, click frenzy. Hi, the flame! Hi, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. Make it. When will you make it? When will you play the finals again? I haven't played the finals in such a long time.
What is the finals?
You don't even. Oh yeah, you don't even know what the finals is. That's how long I haven't. That's how you know I haven't played in a long time. If if you don't even know what the finals are.
I've been here for only 2 months. I don't know what you're talking about.
2 months is a while to play. To not play my favorite online game. The finals is basically like a. It's an FPS.
You play FPS? You.
I was really good at the finals. In the second season, I got the highest rank possible. Right now it's season 7, I think, maybe 8. It's been a while.
That's good.
I've been busy scraping collections of gases manually. No, Flame is a giver. Flame, well, actually a bit of a taker, takes the charge away. I'm actually done with all the lab work for my master's project now, that's great. I need to slightly focus for a second, because what I need to do is... Give me a second. Edit the vertices to be... Data, that's correct. That's with a minus. Well, to be, right now we'd be only dealing with positive numbers because we don't have the bit to shift.
Shifting bits.
Okay. Create to this. There we go. That ran correctly. Now. The flame giveth and the flame taketh away. If you're planning to hop on finals again, you may need to watch finals for noobs by macro. Yeah, that's a nice way to get yourself banned. Do have to say, mods, can we kill him? Can someone kill him? Just obliterate him, nuke his house, drone strike him right now. If you wouldn't mind, Flame, add 1 electron to every atom in his body. Thank you very much. All right.
I love how it's established that something Flame can just do.
Yeah, I mean, Flame has a whole machine for that.
True, he does.
Okay, now let me think. What we want to do now is we want to add this, which is a shape key, but we need to do it a clever way. So basically, the position of each point will be: we take the number will be I. We take the leftmost bit. Alright, so here's what we need to do. We just do data, and data on the very beginning will be just equal to 0. Now, I. Leftmost, to check if I has a leftmost, so here's, okay. Data will be equal to top divided by bottom times sign. Now, sign equal to 0, top equal to 0, bottom equal to 1, just in case.
Every time you say top divided by bottom, man.
I know, it's funny.
I may be
Sex funny. No.
Which is funny.
Okay, so first, the sign. The sign will be equal to... Actually, I can do it in inline-f. It's equal to 1 if I is smaller than 2 to the 15th power. If it's bigger, then it's equal to -1. The top is the 7 bits, or should I do it 8? Let's do 8. 8 bits. So we want to bit shift to the right by 7 and remove the topmost bits. All right. Now, oh, I can do it in a clever way actually. New I is equal to I, and we want to remove the topmost bit, which means plus 2 to the 15th times I, but not I. We don't want it to go from -1 to 1, we want it to go from -1 to 0, which means we need to, from -1 to 0, which means we need to divide it by 2 and subtract 0.5. So I divided by 2 gives us -half to half, minus 0.5. This goes from -0.5 to 0, which means if it's greater, I mean subtract, otherwise it will be 0. Great. This will give us new I, which means 15-bit long number from 15-bit long number. Now, if we bit shift it 7 bits to the right, so we 7 bits to the right, we get the top. So the top will be new I divided by 2 to the 7th math.floor. This will be the top, math.floor. Okay, we do have math. Great. Then the bottom will be top. Wait, the bottom will be new I minus top times 2 to the 7th. And then it should just work, I think. Let's try it. Let's try it, because why not? New object, this other shape key basis. Run it! It broke, okay. Division by 0. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Right. If bottom is greater than 0, else let's just do 0. There we go. Did that work? Oh wait, I added 2 of them. That's wrong. Huh. That's not what I was expecting, actually. But I guess it makes sense that the spread would be this large. Or does it? I actually don't know if it does. It's cool to see the pattern in this, actually. So you can actually really easily represent big numbers. But what's curious is that it's actually really difficult to represent small numbers. That's interesting. Also, we have a lot of representations of 0, which once again makes sense. This is really interesting. I like this video, I really do. I'm done a good job here.
Nice.
No, genuine. This is really, I like it. Yeah, it basically breaks apart like so. Let's try to render frame on the last one, see how it looks. Because it might look like garbage, we might need to... Yeah, it does look like garbage. Fortunately, there is a fairly easy-ish way I could help with that, hopefully. Let's try this. See what it does. It didn't help at all. Didn't help one bit. Okay, that's good. That's good news. Great news. Which means we need to increase the sample size. But like, a lot. A lot until we start seeing any progress. Which is a problem. But I mean... Oh well. Yeah, it still looks like garbage. There's another 8. Now this will take a much longer time to render, which is a bit of a pickle. Welcome back, Timon.
Timon.
Where did this go? They got obliterated, Italian mapper. That's where they went. They've been completely demolished. Okay, this is not bad. Let's see how it looks really close up. Because that will be another important thing. Oh yeah. Move the keyframes, I suppose. Okay, doesn't look too bad up close. There'll be a lot of frames to render, but I mean, it's kind of worth it. How about pi meson exchange? I personally never liked meson, never got to it. The aspect of nuclear physics. I like quarks. Once you start combining them, I lose interest because there's just too many of them, too many particles. So, what are pi meson exchanges? What are they? Okay, yeah, the background is a complete mess. I think we might need to even ditch the noising, possibly. What happens if I switch it to be just pure black? Would that help in any way? Or would it just make the situation worse?
Can you move closer?
Mickey, what's your favorite airline? I've never traveled by air in my entire life. I just don't remember. 70... this... on cookie clicker gameplay is popping off.
With my cookies. Right up clicking them.
Pi mesons are mesons of an up and down quark. One is regular, the other is anti. And atomic nuclei can send them to each other to turn each other from proton to neutron or from neutron to proton. Huh. It's curious. Oh, that doesn't look too bad. That looks fairly manageable, but one last test to see how it looks. Let's try it just without the background. And also, if we're trying it without the background, might as well decrease the samples to something like 16, which should speed up the render astronomically. Okay, I like this, but then we need to move the camera back. about now? Now it could be a bit of a mess. Or it might not be visible at all, actually. That's the big issue. Yeah. What about 512? What about then? Oh, that's actually kind of good. Huh. I'm actually kind of okay with this. 512, not bad. Yeah, let's do it. 1110 to 1210. Similar vibe to chemistry, but it's all different. Yeah, nuclear chemistry. I mean, it makes sense that there would be similar vibe to chemistry, because, I mean, chemistry also deals with just interactions between elementary particles. I'm so tired, but I don't know how to rest. No, I really
don't know what rest is.
No, I don't know what to do if I want to rest. Like, I've done good work so far. Redid the Quaternions video, scripted some more, and basically almost finished this chapter.
Okay.
There's only a bit more left.
You can go and watch fucking trains going satisfactory.
Autism, my favorite rest time.
I think it's pretty relaxing to see them, you know, go around.
I was like trying to grasp partial knowledge. You should try sleeping. Me? To rest? I don't know, maybe. Not a bad idea, actually. Ah, genuinely not bad of an idea.
Actually, your EP?
Yeah, we might end the stream right now. Because after 3 hours, I feel like that's enough. But we've done good work. And I will probably keep working, but I'll maybe cook some chicken, we'll see. Make it, do you learn stuff like history, psychology, and politics for fun? What you can call it that, yeah. I guess you could say that, in a way.
Why does it sound offensive?
Anyway, I'm gonna go. Because more work and maybe even take a nap, we'll see. And for now, I suppose that'll be it. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.